Here we are at Refabulous Decor on Martha's Vineyard, a little cute shop located on Main Street in Vineyard Haven. The store features hand-painted vintage furniture and beautiful things. We'll be talking with Anne-Marie Eddy, Refabulous Decor owner, and we will learn a little about reuse, repaint, recycles made on Martha's Vineyard. Anne-Marie teaches class of how to improve our artistic skills using chalk paint, a decorative paint that is commonly used to give furniture surface an aged and a dream look. Here she is, Anne-Marie Eddy. Hi, Anne-Marie.
Hi, Bella. Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming to my little shop. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy to be in this location and to be able to share with the community of Martha's Vineyard some of the techniques that I've learned for repurposing furniture. What I found from living on the island is sometimes it can be difficult to get new furniture here. We might look in magazines and think, oh, how can I get that? It's off island. It might be really expensive to bring it here, to ship it here. There are some very nice furniture stores, but there's also a lot of old furniture that might be hanging around in your attic or your basement, or you find at a yard sale or the thrift shop, which is incredible for finding good old furniture. So what I've discovered is something called chalk paint. And chalk paint is a decorative furniture paint. It adheres to anything. When I started painting furniture, well, I first had the idea to start painting furniture about 6 years ago, and everyone told me, including my husband, you have to prime that piece, you have to prime it, you have to strip it, you have to sand it. And I really didn't want to have to do all of that. I wanted immediate results. I really did. So what I found was chalk paint. You can just paint it on. You just make sure that you clean your piece very well, and then you just use the paint. It dries almost instantaneously. This is the color, this is how it feels. It has a chalk-like feel and texture to it when it dries. And again, you just paint it directly onto the wood. It takes about 20 minutes to dry. The second step to it, so that it doesn't chip off, is to wax it with a clear wax that we also sell. You can brush on the clear wax. It's like butter. It's silky soft. It's beautiful. And after that, you get a nice surface. It's very smooth. It seals everything. It's water resistant. So if you put a glass of water onto this, say your table, your coffee table, it might leave a ring, but after a few minutes it's going to disappear. So it's very durable, very strong, scratch proof. There's a lot of different techniques that you can do. What we do here is we teach workshops to people. We want to enable people to really tap into their creativity that's deep inside of them, and to feel that they can do something that might before have been really intimidating for them. For me, it really was. My first piece that I did was a huge sideboard, and our big TV was over it, and I said to my husband, I have this can of paint, I have a brush, I'm going to paint it. And he said, don't touch that until I come home from work.
It's interesting because we always choose the big things.
The big things. I know. I don't know why I did that. A lot of people who come in here say, well, I'll just try it on a frame, a picture frame, or a small table or something like that, which is totally fine. But I went over the big hutch, and I painted it a bright turquoise color, and I sealed it, and I was so happy. It only took me probably about 2.5 hours. My husband came home, he took a look at it, he tried to scratch off the paint. He looked at me and said, paint whatever you want.
Oh,
so I was really happy, and after that I just went to town. I started painting everything, and I was addicted to it. And there's 33 colors, so there's something for everyone. There's a lot of, the neutrals tend to be very popular, but here in Martha's Vineyard, where it's very coastal, there's a lot of beautiful blues, really pretty sea colors.
I know.
You like that.
Inspired us, the lights.
Yes.
Please, I can't wait to show us how to do it.
Let's go do that. I'll show you how easy it is, okay?
It's wonderful. We are outside of the store. That's a fun place to be. All right, I think that's the piece.
That's the piece is right here. So this is just a bed head to a twin bed, and it's something that I got at the thrift store, and you see these all the time all around, and people are just throwing them out. You don't have to throw it out. What I'm actually going to do with this, I did cut the legs off because I'm probably going to turn it, I'm going to decorate this and turn it into something you can hang on your wall. But this is the paint. This is the pure white. You can see the consistency. It's very dreamy, it's creamy. You can always add water to it if you do want to thin it a bit. I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to dip my brush in, and we sell these beautiful brushes. I've cleaned this piece already, and I'm now going to be brushing it on. And I kind of am going to brush in a haphazardly way, and I'm just going for full coverage right now. And as you can see, I am not very perfect. You don't have to worry about your strokes for this piece. And it's covering beautifully, and it's not going to peel off. A lot of people ask me what's the difference between this and milk paint. Milk paint comes in a powder form, and you actually have to add water to it to create the consistency that you need. It does tend to crackle a bit and peel off, which I think is nice on heavily varnished old pieces where you want that look. But a lot of people are really trying to kind of hide this old wood and go for something that's a little cleaner, a little more modern and fresh. So that's where the chalk paint comes in. It adheres to anything again, little or no mess, easy cleanup, no sanding, no stripping, no priming. And this is going to be, I'm actually going to stencil Martha's Vineyard on this. And we do a lot of stenciling here as well, and I used to be very intimidated by stenciling, and I've thought of, it just had to be a border around a room. If you look on Pinterest now, on anything on the internet, you'll see a lot of stenciling on furniture, which again gives it a little bit more of a modern flavor. So I'm just going to be painting here. And you do put...
Quickly.
Yeah, do it quickly. It's very quick. Yeah. And it can be, what I'm going to do to this is actually add 2 layers. If you did want more of a wash, you would actually thin this and do just 1 coat. What I also like to do instead of sanding, if I'm going for a wash look or more of a distressed, is I will use a wet rag on the paint after it's dried about halfway, and I will wipe back a lot of the paint. So here we go. You can go for some nice long strokes, or if you want to create texture to your piece, you're going to build up, do some little things like this. You're going to do some stippling. But for this case, we're just going to do some nice long strokes for coverage. I know this looks like primer right now, but it's not. And you can tell because there's also no smell. It's very low in
That's right.
Yeah, there's actually no VOCs in it, and nothing toxic. I have a lot of pregnant women come and take my class.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's completely safe. The brushes are wonderful because they get into all the little crevices. No need for a straight edge paintbrush. This can really get into everything. The woman who invented this paint actually did so because she had young children, and she wanted something that was fast drying, that she could get to quickly, and that had no smell to it. This side. So as long as your piece is pretty clean, and I just clean mine with Windex. This also will cover up any old musty smells that furniture might have. Okay, and I talked about thinning some paint, especially when you're doing 2-color distressing. Your first base coat on your piece of furniture, you want to go for pretty full coverage. On your second coat though, you do want to add a little bit of water. I would probably put it in a separate container, the paint with a little bit of water. But I'm pouring it directly into mine because I'm going to be using a lot of this on other things. And you give it a nice good stir, and I'm even going to thin it out a little bit more. It's better to start with little amounts that you can add to it instead of adding too much. So this now is going to be my second coat over my headbed. All right, so that's all good, and we're gonna.
Look at this, now I am painting.
You got it.
Oh my goodness, oh, I'm a messy. Okay, I'm a good mess. Anne-Marie, tell us, you had already the second layer.
Yes,
that's right?
Yes, so now what we're doing is adding the second layer of paint over the white. And in this case, I didn't let it dry entirely, the white paint, because I wanted to blend a little bit in with the blue.
I see.
To give it more of the sea coast or nautical colors and look going on technique. and sometimes I leave it darker in other colors, in other areas.
It's like made in shadow.
Yeah, exactly. It's giving dimension to it and some depth.
Right. That's I see this project is very wonderful because you start to use your imagination.
Exactly. And a lot of times I start with one idea for a piece, and then the piece really dictates to me how it's going to end up. But it always turns out beautiful no matter what when my customers are doing it, because it's an expression of really who they are.
You know, the weather is very influential for painting.
Yeah.
What do you tell people? What kind of weather they have to choose for painting?
Well, this paint is very fast drying, but even in with fast drying paint, if it's going to be muggy out or wet, you do want to give it time to dry before you wax your piece. So usually it dries within 20 minutes, but again, today is kind of an overcast, muggy day, so it might take a little bit longer to dry, or I might even wait till tomorrow before I add the wax so that it fully cures, 24 hours, so that it fully cures and the wax hardens.
That's wonderful. Let's keep going.
Okay, let's see here. There we go. Going. As I mentioned, we do workshops here at Refabulous Decor. The basic workshop is the 101, where we go over 6 different techniques. You don't have to bring anything, just show up. You can come by yourself, with your friends, with your family. We do it in here in the shop, and we go over how to do a smooth modern finish, how to do a rustic finish, how to do 2-color distressing, how to use the waxes, the clear and dark wax. It's a lot of fun. So for the schedule, we have coming up on October 17th, we have one. On November 12th, we have one. I try to have 1 to 2 per month. The next level is the 102, and that's where we introduce the students to decoupage, stenciling, gold gilding, and using other mediums on the furniture when they're ready. A lot of people just take the 102, they don't take the 101. It's really up to you. It's not a requirement that you take the 101 first. And those are coming up on September 30th, we have one, October 22nd, and November 29th.
Oh, that's wonderful. Lots of chance for people. And tell people how they can contact you.
Yeah, so all you need to do is give us a call. Our phone number is 508-338-2358, or simply just go to the website www.refabulousdecor.com, and you can see the whole complete list and schedule of workshops that are coming up. Another fun one to do is the BYOP, which is bring your own piece. So you can bring a small piece and you can actually paint the entire thing during the class, and you get a lot of useful information at this, and you have a lot of fun too.
I know, and also you have your piece back with you. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we'll check back with that. Okay, thank you, Bella. Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely, thank you. And just tell us how we can get the painting. Can we order online?
Definitely.
Here?
I have a lot of customers that maybe are somewhere else, so they don't have time to come down to the store. You can go to the website, refabulousdecor.com. You can order online. I can ship to you. I ship all the time to people. You can call me and order it ahead of time. I'll put it to the side for you. We're open every day, including the Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So this is an example of the finished piece. What we were working on before was a 2-color distressing. We were painting on the first coat of white, which is what we did here. We then let that dry. You thin out your next coat of paint. We painted this blue. It can be any other color that you love. We painted it over the white. We let that dry halfway. Then you take a wet cloth and you're going to white back a little bit to expose the white underneath. What turns out is this beautiful kind of blending of the 2 colors. It looks like the ocean. We then did a stencil on the top to give it a little bit of some character, and in this case we use the Dream stencil, which we love. You also seal your piece with the clear wax. We also used a little bit of dark wax on this too, and that gives it kind of an aged effect, which I love. You can see in the crevices there's a little bit of darkness going on. But again, this could be your piece. It's so easy. It's so much fun. No experience necessary. Anyone can do it. And then you can have a piece that you're proud of, that you can point to and say, I did that. If there's no room in your house, paint a piece for someone else. Give it as a gift. It's a beautiful gift.
I know, Christmas coming.
Yeah. Make those gifts. Thanksgiving, everything. It's nice to give gifts that are handmade from your heart.
Yeah, because you give the gift with your energy, your
Exactly,
best energy.
exactly. Trust your inner gut. That's what I talk to a lot of people about. I think so many times people are looking for answers. Tell me what to do. How should I paint it? What I always tell someone is, you know what colors you like? Just go for it and paint it. You're gonna love it.
I know, the answer is you can have a really beautiful piece from yourself, your spirit, and enjoy the simplicity of life.
Exactly, exactly. Well said. Trust your intuition and tap into that creativity that's there.
And would you like to suggest the color for fall season?
For fall season, I tend to start going back to a few of the neutrals, like in this clock here, the Paris gray and the old white. They're kind of soft neutrals. Or cocoa. Cocoa is a light brownish color, which is done on this as well. Those are really nice fall colors. But don't forget about some of the brighter autumn colors like Barcelona orange or primer red or burgundy. Really lush fall colors. Those are really pretty too, for a little pop of color here and there.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful suggestion. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Bella. Thank you, everyone. Come on in and see me, and I'll help you get started.